Got her. Oh, giant. That's her. That's her. That's her. Oh my God, what a giant. Yes, baby! Let's go! Let's go! John Garrett here, newest Elite Series champion here on the Harris chain, and a little tackle tip for you. This week was all about fishing shell bars, and this is like my 7th or 8th time here, and man, I've kind of got a somewhat idea of how these shell bars work out here, and you know, between finding those fish on shell bars and a rotation of baits, I was able to come home with the win. But these Florida strain fish on the shell bars, they're really, you know, non-stationary. They tend to roam around a lot on those shells, off to soft bottom, onto hard bottom, up to their feeding areas, whether it's tilapia or bluegill or shad. So finding them is a really tricky thing, because you can easily go over the right spot at the wrong time and not know it. And this week I got lucky and scanned over 2 places that had them. But bait rotation was a really big key for me. Not only are the fish hard to find on there, they're extremely hard to catch. They're very smart. These Florida strains are the smartest bass, in my opinion, to catch. They're very hard to catch. So primary bait for me, this got it done the first couple of days with a Strike King 5XD and olive shad color. And that bait, I mean, yeah, they're feeding on shad, but it's all about triggering a reaction. You know, the shell I was fishing was between 8 and 13 foot deep, and that 5XD, it excels in that depth range. And why that bait's so good in that depth range is that it's got a wide wobble, but you're able to burn it without that bait blowing out. That's a huge factor. So I was able to burn that bait and it dig in a straight line. When those fish would swim up there, I would make as many casts as I could while they were up there. And it's not really that they wanted to eat, I was just making them, you know, flinch at it. And every now and then I get a back hook in one of them. And you know, as the week went on, the fish got even harder to catch. So I had to pull a little Tennessee River trick on them that they've probably never seen in Florida. Rotate between 2 hair jigs, just a hand tied and one that's produced. They're both 5/8 ounce. And that was also triggering her bite. So those fish would somewhat follow it, but they weren't eating it. So when I would reel it, they'd be behind it and I would just stop it. And they would basically just run into it and suck it in. But yeah, that and the hair jig along with a Carolina rig. Carolina rig was kind of the same deal. When I put the crankbait down, the fish were somewhat stationary. I could not trigger a bite, so I picked the Carolina rig up. Had a Strike King Ocho and June bug color on there. And had just a super slow, I'm saying somewhat finesse presentation where I could let that Ocho, you know, kind of float down in their face, and every now and then I would get a bite. But yeah, mix it up between speed, you know, kind of a speed reaction, a slower reaction, and a dragon bait was the key for me. Uh-oh. That might be a big one. That's a big one. Stay on. Come get in this boat. Yes, baby! Yes! Oh, how about that one from my limit hole? Let's go, baby!